A consideration and action to authorize legal action on documents provided by George Anderson. A motion? You want to give us some background, Mr. Powell?
And this is the item. It was actually my request that Mr. Anderson actually give his presentation at this point. And I guess that's open for public comment once a resolution or a motion is made. But it has to do with packets that have been delivered to the city. The interest that our office has is making sure our ethics provisions for our council members get applied correctly. And as of the last packet, and I've received 4 altogether from Mr. Anderson, it doesn't appear to connect up with any provision of our ethics code with precision as to what the ethics issue is of a council member. It's not the question of whether or not there are specific activities or political speech that and that Mr. Anderson is certainly free to make, but it was okay, if there's been some wrongdoing as far as ethical provisions are concerned, what are the facts that support that? And from the packet that has been delivered to us, there does not appear to be a valid ethics claim that the council could act on. The only thing that I can do with that as far as the city is get permission to take that to a Superior Court judge to ask them to interpret our ordinance and make a determination as far as that's concerned. I don't have anything to go forward. I'd invite Mr. Anderson's comments on that subject before. And I wanted to give him a fair chance to speak on it before the council actually voted, because my request is to seek authorization from the council for a resolution approving our office to move forward with the declaratory judgment action.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. Is there then a motion by council?
Motion to proceed.
Motion to proceed with a legal action. Okay. There is a motion by Councilman Emanuel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Howard. Is there further discussion by council? Okay. I have some. This is something that we've discussed in the past. I don't think it's any secret that this is something that I will not support tonight. I will not, as mayor, sign off on the legal documents for this action or authorize any legal fees. This will be something that council will have to, if they choose, will have to authorize themselves. I have not seen the actual packet. I have seen the letters that the city has received from Mr. Anderson. Our charter does provide that a citizen can file an ethics complaint with the city council. In this case, I don't know if an ethics complaint has been filed or not. Like I said, I haven't seen the actual package, just the letters. But the council hasn't taken any action on that. So I don't support this action tonight for 2 reasons. First, I don't think it's ripe because the council hasn't taken any action. There has not been any legal inquiry from Mr. Anderson. There's no writ of mandamus telling us we have to take some type of action. So I don't believe it is a Superior Court judge's place at this point in time to tell us if we need to do something or not. This council first needs to review it and decide if there's anything for us to do. But secondly, I can't support this because it is an ethics complaint or potential ethics complaint against 1 or 2 individual council members. This is not the first time we've had ethics accusations against council members, and in the past those council members have had to retain their own personal counsel to try to fight or to address those situations. And I don't believe it would be proper for the city to spend taxpayer money to bring a personal situation of individual council members to Superior Court and have the city attorney to defend those actions. I believe that is a bigger conflict than any alleged violation in an ethics complaint. I just don't think that is something that this council can authorize because to get to the merits for a declaratory judgment, our city attorney would have to argue the merits of the ethics complaint. And so in essence, he would be defending individual members of councils using your taxpayer dollars. So that's not something I can support and will not support tonight. Any other comments by council before I open the floor to public comment?
Yes, I'd like to comment just briefly. You know, we depend on our city attorney to give us good advice when we should or shouldn't do certain things. And for me, our city attorney is advising us of something we should do. And we have to trust and believe in what he has decided, and what he believes in is what we need to do. And that's where I'm at with this thing. So I would support this.
Seeing no further council comments, I will open the floor to public comment. Please state your name and address for the record if you have any public comments.
Roy Ankry, 1824 Dogwood Court. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but if the council people have been brought into court over this council, then I believe that the man is supposed to be the advisor should stay with him. If he's, like I say, if he's involved with the court or the council, I think that the attorney belongs there with him, and this idea of being shoved out to the cold, no way, no ma'am.
Tanger, there is no legal action pending in court right now. No council member has been brought to court at this point in time.
I'm just saying if.
Mayor and Council, my name is Todd Warner. I live at 3144 Turf Terrace, Snellville, Georgia, 30078. And I was lucky enough to be one of the members of council when we passed the ethics ordinance that the city currently operates under. And one of the main concerns that we fought with when we were working on the ethics legislation was the possibility that the ethics legislation would be used as a tool to actually drive people away from public service. The process of passing our current ethics legislation took approximately 3.5, 4 years. A couple of different council administrations worked on it. And the reason we ended up with the current legislation was the fact we did not want any current or future council members to have to continually take money out of their pocket to fight frivolous claims. Because anyone has the right to come in and make an ethics complaint against any and all of you at any time. We looked at trying to put together a piece of legislation that was fair and balanced, allowed the public to voice their concerns, and yet not force people from office based on frivolous, needless expense. So I just wanted you all to be aware of the situation as it was. It was not, I believe, supported unanimously, as much legislation isn't. But the council that passed that ethics legislation did so in the manner that it did in order to protect you from having to dig into your family's money to protect you from ridiculous and frivolous ethics complaints. Thank you.
Any further public comment? Okay, seeing none, I will close the floor and call the question. All those in favor of authorizing City Attorney Powell to seek a declaratory judgment on documents provided by George Anderson, signify by raising your right hand. That's 4 in favor. Those opposed, 2 opposed. The motion carries 4-2. That then brings us to